What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So, the free trial of Pokken Tournament just came out recently. It's actually almost over, seeing as I haven't made this video. I've been planning to make it, never did it. But we're doing it now. I looked at the roster when I first came on. It's pretty lackluster. There's so much potential for Pokemon that could be in the game. There's not many in here. Not many that people know of. Now again, Pokken is a game that likes to throw in oddballs, but there is so much potential in this roster, and I've decided to pick out 5 Pokemon which I think would be the best additions to the game that should have been implemented from the start, but also still haven't been. So my first choice, probably the most likely if there is to be a sequel, with only one new Pokemon in it, and that is going to be Greninja. Why is he not in the game already? It's so crazy to me how if he could be implemented into Smash quite easily, then why can't he be implemented in Pokken? Now you might be saying that because he's been in Smash, they're giving other people the spotlight, other Pokemon the spotlight. But I think that's kind of dumb. Because Greninja is slowly becoming the most, not only recognizable, the most popular Pokemon in the entire franchise. Slowly but surely. And his moveset could be absolutely absurd. And cool. He can use his shurikens, he can use his water knives, I don't know actually what they're called, but he could also take moves from Smash. Very big potential for him to be in Pokken if there is another sequel. But not only that, his burst could be his very famous Ash Greninja from the anime, which is pretty sick, seeing as he doesn't have a Mega Evolution, but Greninja is my first pick. I think he'd be pretty likely for Pokken. So on to our number 2 spot, we're going to be having Bisharp. Some of you may not have heard of Bisharp. Honestly, you probably haven't, but Bisharp has been in the anime. He is a dark steel type, which is pretty cool if you ask me. And his moveset could be insane. He's very agile. There is so much potential for him to be in the game. I don't see why he can't be. But Bisharp, he could also Mega Evolve for his burst. I keep on forgetting the name of that because I play Smash a lot. I just think it's a final Smash and not a burst, which I guess I kind of gotta get used to, but yeah, Bisharp is my number 2 spot. He could be very cool addition to Pokken. If he does, if there is another sequel, if there is another DLC, even though the game is 3 years old, so there isn't going to be another DLC. But you get what I'm saying. So that's number 2. On to number 3. This is actually going to be Tyranitar. Again, some of you may not have heard of him, but Pokken like to throw in oddballs. Same with Bisharp. So Tyranitar, for his burst, he could Mega Evolve, obviously. I think a lot of the Pokemon that I've chosen like to Mega Evolve. But he would also be the first ground and rock type to be implemented into the game, which is, again, pretty cool. His moveset could be really great. It could be implemented from the mainline series. Simple as that, seeing as Tyranitar can learn a lot of moves and TMs and HMs and all of that jazz. But honestly, I could see Tyranitar being in the next game. I can see that. On to our number 4 spot. We're going to be having Alakazam. Again, some of you may not have heard of Alakazam, but I'm pretty sure most of you will have. But Alakazam would actually be really, really cool. This Pikachu was the shield. His spoons could be such a great moveset tool. He could very easily just use his Mega Evolution for his burst. Again, you get where I'm going with this. But I can see Alakazam being in the game. His spoons could be an insane moveset tool. They could be so useful. But Alakazam is my number 4 spot. And on to my final Pokemon. This is definitely a pretty big oddball. Although he's pretty recognizable, some of you may be thinking that he's not, let's say, belongs. He shouldn't belong in a fighting game. And that Pokemon is Snorlax. Snorlax, where do I start? He would not only be a hilarious addition, but he's also already in a Pokemon fighting game called Pokemon Type Wild. Again, some of you may not have heard of that, but he's in that game. His moveset could be used from that game. They've already made a moveset for Snorlax. Why don't they just do it again? They could rip it. They could use this moveset. There's so much potential for Snorlax to be in the game. But my most favorite part of his moveset could be that his burst, he can turn Gigantamax, jump up in the air, and then sit on the opponent. That's right. Gigantamax, jump up, sit on the opponent. Snorlax used sit on them. But those are my 5 Pokemon that I think would be great additions to Pokken if there is another sequel, or should have been in the game if there isn't going to be another sequel. But I do have 2 Pokemon from this list that should have been implemented into the game from the start. And I know this because they have 2 Pokemon that could have been replaced by these 2, who I personally think would be better than the 2 that I'm about to mention, and that is Croagunk and Gardevoir. Gardevoir could be replaced by Alakazam, which that's pretty reasonable. They're both psychic types. Alakazam pretty much cooler in every single way. Alakazam could possibly be better. Croagunk next. He easily can be switched with Greninja. They're both frogs. They're both kind of the same. Greninja is just much more notable, much more recognizable, and could have such a great moveset. And he should just be in the game, no doubt. But I do have an honorable mention, and that is Scizor. Scizor could be replaced by Bisharp, seeing as they're both steel types, but I don't think this will happen, seeing as Bisharp is probably the least likely to be in the game from this list, and Scizor is pretty recognizable, and it's a pretty cool moveset, and Pokken did a good job with him. But with that said, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great day, and let me know in the comments, which Pokemon do you think should have been implemented if you were to only choose one? Thank you for watching.